Hi, I'm Chris Allen, and I'm a program specialist here at the Hancock Park District, and I'd like to welcome you to our Eastern Woodland Native American Maple Sugaring Camp. This is the one time of year that the Native Americans refer to as the time of the maple moon, or the one time you could go out and collect the maple sap and turn it into syrup by stone boiling the water out of it. Now, legend tells us that the great leader Glooskap, he came home from a hunting trip one day, and his camp was strangely quiet. The dogs didn't come out barking. The children didn't come out and greet him. The women had let the fires die out, and their cooking pots were empty. There was nothing to eat. Now, Glooskap was very angered by this, and he wondered, where are my people? So he went down to the maple grove, and he found his people. And they were down there just enjoying the sweet maple syrup that flowed from the trees, because all they had to do was break off a twig, and the syrup ran any time during the year that they wanted it. So Glooskap took his birch bark bucket, and he went down to the lake, and he gathered up water, and he brought the water back, and he poured it down into the maple trees, making that thick, sweet syrup turn into a watery sap. He told his people, you are going to have to get up now, and you're going to have to go back to tending your gardens, hunting and fishing, growing your squash and your beans and your corn, because that thick, sweet syrup will not come again until the end of winter and the beginning of spring. And it's going to be a lot of work to get it. You're going to have to tap the trees with your put your spiles in it. You're going to have to gather that sap and then put it in your troughs. And you're going to have to heat your stones in the fire. Once the stones are heated, then you're going to take the stones out of the fire, and you're going to place them into the trough. This will cause that water to boil out of the sap, and the sap will turn back into a nice sweet syrup. But this is going to be a long, long process, and it's going to be a lot of work. But you will once again appreciate that sweet syrup that the Creator gave you. Now, here in the maple camp, they also would refer to their maple cone as zinzabuckwood. So the Native American word for maple sugar is zinzabuckwood. And the children would enjoy that in the birch bark cone. They used birch bark because it was good to keep out insects. There was something about birch bark that insects and animals don't like. So they could use it as a storage container. And they would place their sugar down into the birch bark vessel and put a lid on it, and it would keep it safe. Your maple syrup can be boiled down into a maple sugar, which will last longer than the syrup will. So I hope you enjoy maple syruping time, and that you have a nice stack of pancakes with maple syrup.